Oh, hey there. How you all doing tonight? Welcome to another adventure with Sarah, and today we're going to be doing a packing talk, sort of. So, most of you out there, you probably found me because I did my famous packing talk. And I thought what I would do tonight is just sort of tell you a little bit about how that came to be, and also talk about what I'm going to be doing with my packing now. So, I was an architect, you might know, in my past, and so of course when I think spatially. So packing a bag is not so simple as just throwing stuff into a sack. It can be, but that's definitely not the way that I do it, because there's always a more efficient way. I don't know if you like to play Tetris, but I certainly do. And so I think about packing a bag much like I do playing Tetris. I just like to have fun with it. So just a little backstory on the packing thing for those of you that don't know me very well. As it turns out, the whole packing thing was just a total coincidence. I was working for Rick Steves, and I got a phone call one day, and they said, hey, we've had an emergency. The person who presents these packing talks, it was always the same person for many years, was not available. And they wanted to know if I could do it, and they would do anything. They said, we'll give you a $50 Starbucks card extra or something like that if you can just show up and do this thing for us. And I had just gotten off the plane from Europe, and I said, okay, I arrived home yesterday, so I don't know how to do a talk on packing, but you know what? Sure, if you need me, I'm always there. I'm always willing to jump in and help out if I'm needed. So I did. I offered to do it. The funny thing was that I showed up at the theater in Edmonds with an audience of like 200 people with a bag full of stinky clothes, because I literally just grabbed my bag that I had arrived home with 2 days before, brought it to the theater, and just started unpacking it, and then just started talking as I unpacked it. I didn't have a plan. As you guys know, I just sort of ramble. I don't usually have a script. And I did that, and people loved it because it was honest. And it was, you know, talking about underpants and, you know, tampons and, you know, stinky armpits and all of the real stuff. So that's what I thought would be fun, is just to show people a window into what it's really like to be a professional traveler. So that talk went so well that they kept inviting me back, and then they asked me to do the packing video series on YouTube, and here we are. What was this, maybe 6 years later? Here we are, and we are me being known as the person who teaches people how to pack. So I gave you that story just to let you know that I am no expert in the traditional sense, but I just know what works for me. So tonight I'm just going to show you what I'm working on. I was supposed to be leaving Friday. Now I'm leaving Saturday because my flight got canceled. So that was fun. Got a text message at 7 o'clock this morning and got on the phone and had to reconfigure my whole trip. But that's what I think that's what we're in for the next 3 weeks. That's why I don't want to promise where I'm going, because I don't know if I'll be able to get there. So we'll give it a shot. But I'm kind of in the middle of packing a little bit, so I thought I'd just go through a little bit of where I am. I'm not done. I'm in the middle, and I just thought maybe you'd appreciate how I am categorizing things and how I'm starting the process of thinking about packing. So this is by no means a fully functioning packing presentation. You can see me on YouTube, and you can see all of that stuff the way I do it in a more professional manner. I'm just in my bedroom in front of my fireplace, and I've got my piles. So I want to show you my pile system today of how I start thinking about packing. So the first pile I've got here are my bag piles. So I just go down when I first think about putting a bag together, and I pull out what bags I might potentially want to take with me. So I have my day bag contenders, which is really just this bag. This is my favorite bag. I'll show it to you in a few minutes, but this by far is the best bag out of 20 years of tour guiding. This is the one that never quits. It's a Tom Bin bag, which, by the way, please support Tom Bin and buy stuff from them because they're amazing, and we don't want them to go to business. So I'll show you this bag shortly. So, but then I have to pick a big bag, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do now. I think I'm actually going to bring a small backpack, because I'm going to have to, I know you're going to be disappointed in me, I'm going to bring a rollerboard this time as well, because my friends in Europe have so many requests of things that they would like me to bring them. So I'm bringing clothes, I'm bringing glasses, I'm bringing cheddar cheese, I'm bringing tortillas, I'm bringing marshmallows. So I'm bringing a little piece of America to the countries I'm visiting, and I need space. So I will be checking a bag, which I know is absolutely not what you expect of me, but it's for a good cause, I promise you. So the actual bag that'll have my things in it, there are basically 3 different options that I have that are good in all different ways. So first of all, I would say the most common one I use is this one called Cotopaxi, which is absolutely well loved and well used. This was a prototype they sent me when they were doing a Kickstarter, and it is probably nearing the end of its lifespan. Actually, it's just ugly. It's not that it's a bad bag. In fact, it's still perfectly well stitched. It just looks ugly. So is that a problem? Maybe it's not. I think what I need to do, what do you guys think? Maybe you have to give me ideas about how I can resurrect the cover because it's so scuffed. Maybe I should stitch like travel patches on it, or I'm not sure what, paint it. Maybe I'll get out my acrylics and paint it to make it look more beautiful. I'm not entirely sure. So when we look inside this one, I love this one because it's compartmental. This is a really genius bag. They put it together in such a smart way. And because I travel for work, I need to have a place for all of my work stuff. So what I like is that I have this space. Oh, look at all the random stuff falling out. This is the main cabin for all of my clothes. And then I have this one where I put my shoes and underwear and bathing suits and stuff like that. And then I have these little pockets where I can put jewelry or other little things like that. And then my toiletries kit goes into this pocket, which zips, and that's really nice because when I go through through security, I have it in here. I just unzip, pull it out, and hand it to them if I need to do that. And then my favorite part of the Cotopaxi bag is that it has, it's like a puzzle. It's got a pocket right here that is just for your laptop. So it's a compartment that's separate from everything else. You've got a nice padded back, but this is where I can slip my laptop and all of my electronic stuff in. And then when I get to a security checkpoint, I don't have to unpack my whole bag because I just unzip the top, pull out my toiletries, unzip the side, pull out my laptop, and go. So it's very, very simple, and I like it a lot. That's really nice. So Cotopaxi is probably the bag I'm going to take. It's really nicely structured, and it's a good one for being able to just be organized. I'm not actually very organized. I know you guys think I am. I'm really not. This is sort of why I like this bag, because it does help me appear to be more organized than I actually am, because now I'm finding all kinds of random things. Oh, hey, here's a cool thing, because I told you this is the random packing show, not the organized one. Look at this cool thing I found. I found these in London, but they are watercolor pens. You fill them up with water, so you're ready to go, and you've got a wonderful brush tip like that, also ready to go. And it just sits in your bag full of water. It's ready to paint, and you squeeze them to let the water out. And then I always keep in my bag my watercolor postcard pocket, and then that way if I see something pretty, I just sit down. Some of you that have toured with me, you've seen me that when you guys are off having fun, I'll just go find a seat and I'll sketch with my watercolors. So that's how I do it, just with this little watercolor pen. It's kind of fun. I enjoy it. I see your questions, but I'm kind of blind, so I'm trying to look and see if you have any specific questions. Anyhow, so that's the Cotopaxi, and so that is probably the front runner for this particular trip. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll think so. Oh, it looks like my children are home. Hello, Nico. Would you like to say hello?
Oh, sure. Hi, everybody.
And Luca's home too.
I didn't realize that you were
Hi, everybody.
video. Sorry.
Oh, Luca is showing off my other accessory for this particular trip. I am starting to make masks, I know. So I've actually come up with a pretty genius design on how to keep it around your nose and your chin, but more on that later. Okay, bye-bye. Ciao.
Yep.
All right, so the
Sorry
next...
for interrupting.
That's okay. The next option of bags is the Tom Bin. And the Tom Bin, I think, is one of the best bags I've ever had. It's called a TriStar. And I took this one with me. It looks like it must have been to Romania to Israel, because I'm finding necklaces that I bought in Israel. But what I think is wonderful about this is that, again, it has organization built into it. So you've got these slots for organizing, a bigger thing for your shoes, This compartment, I just slide in my packing cubes here and here, so I've got them already pre-organized. The center section, I put in my pillow and my computer, and then this back flat fold section is where I put all the flat folds, like pants, for example. So I fold them, and then I put them in. So anytime I need anything, I just can jump in real quick, and I can grab, if I need a change of pants, I know it's in this back part. If I need socks, I know my socks live in the packing cube. That usually slides in right here. So it's just all about being organized and being able to remember where things go. And I find once you get in the habit of putting things in the same part of your suitcase over and over again, then it's really, really easy to pack again, because the next time you start packing, you know where everything goes. So that's the Tom Bin TriStar. And then the other one, by the way, those two are both quite expensive. The Cotopaxi, I would say, is it's over $200, and the TriStar is much more than that. They're very expensive. They're beautiful bags, and they'll last you forever, so it's like an investment once. But if you are a minimalist traveler, and this is great for travel around the US too, you guys know that this is my cheap option from Amazon. You can find it on my blog, G4 Free. It's just a backpack that is simply a big compartment. It's a rucksack. What I love about this bag, and I bought them actually both for my children, is that it is just a big bag, and you can use your packing cubes to organize it. So you get different color packing cubes. You can get yellow ones for socks. You can get a red one for your shirts. And so it's all color coded. You just throw your packing cubes in here and you pull out the one that you need. So it's not quite as elegant as using one of the other bags like that. But what's nice, this bag weighs nothing. I can hold it up with my pinky. It's so light. Whereas these other bags, they're heavy without anything in them. So that's one of the first mistakes people make when they're packing, is that they don't consider what is the weight of the actual bag. So when you're choosing a bag, please think about that first. How much weight do you want to dedicate? And that goes for rolling bags too. You can actually take a scale with you, one of those digital hand scales, and you can just grab that and you can hold it up when you're shopping in the store to see exactly how much each bag weighs. And I recommend that you do that, because remember, no matter what kind of bag you have, you need, after it's packed, to be able to do this, right? You have to lift it over your head. Yes, even small people, you need to be able to do this, because you have to be able to put it into the overhead compartment. So just remember that you have to, at the very least, be able to lift your bag over your head. Otherwise, you're going to have to check that bag. And maybe that's okay. But if you're trying to do a light packing strategy, the weight of the bag itself really matters. So keep that in mind when you are choosing your bag. So for my trip, it's kind of not certain. One other thing I love about this particular one, the G4 Free, and I may take advantage of this, is that this bag, if you want, you can turn it in on itself when it has nothing in it. Cozy. And you can go ahead and just zip this sucker up on the sides. And look at that. Now you can put this in your bag. So what I may do as a strategy is just take a rollerboard, put this into the rollerboard, and then once I get to my destination, I'll just stash the rolling bag at a friend's house and then just use this as my travel bag. So lots of different options, but this for about $20 or $30 is one of the best travel purchases I've ever made. And who would have thought that on Amazon you just find some off-brand backpack that actually works fantastically. So all right, so those are the main bags. We're going to take just a quick little break here for a sip of wine, because anytime you pack, I find that you pack better when you have wine around. So, there you go. Cheers. Salute, everybody. I'm quickly going to look at some of your questions. Oh, I know that you guys are jealous. I see all of your comments. I'm really sorry. I should make and sell travel-themed masks. Just please, hang on. Did the Cotopaxi finally die? No, it just looks ugly. Tell me how to make it prettier. What else? Any other questions you guys have? What is the brand and style of bag? So I have a Cotopaxi Alpa, and I have the Tom Bin TriStar. And then the other one is G4 Free. You'll have to look on my blog. It's a very specific one. Okay? So, and why am I going is another question you guys have. Where am I going? The why is a personal reason I'm not going to share, but I will tell you that I'm not just going to travel for fun, and I honestly wouldn't encourage you right now to get on a plane unless you had a very compelling reason. I have a very compelling reason to go, and so I'm going for my own personal reasons, but it's because my dad's from Ireland, so there you go. All right, moving along. All right, so when I get organized, again, I start with my pile of bags. Then I pile up the things that I need to take. So here I've got a pile that, I don't know if you can see it, it's a stack of papers that my business partner Andrew needs. So there's all the stuff for Andrew. This is another stack for a different friend that I'm taking stuff to. So these are the stacks for other people. And then there starts to be the stacks of stuff for me. And what I like to do is divide my stacks into things that go in the big bag, clothes, and then things that are probably going to go into my carry-on bag. So just to start that, I've put in some things that are going to be important for COVID travel. I have these lovely little antibacterial wet ones, a whole pouch full of them. So those are going to go into my handbag. And then hand sanitizer, of course, which I'm going to take along with me. So let's go ahead and take a look at what else is in here. There are some things that just live in here already. So again, this is, I'm sorry to say, a Tom Bin bag that they discontinued. I think I got this more than 10 years ago. I think they should resurrect it, and maybe I should talk to them about that once the bag industry comes back. But this is probably the best bag I've ever owned. And it had it painted in Thailand when I took my group to an umbrella factory. So other things that I've gotten here just for kind of quick use, I always load my bag up with things that, you know, it's like a Girl Scout kind of thing. You've seen the box of awesome that I put together before. I always try to put things in the bag which are going to solve problems. So think about problems that may happen. You want to put stuff into the bag that are going to solve those. So in the times of COVID, we need wet ones for wiping our hands. We need hand sanitizer. These actually are also, more importantly than for wiping my hands, this is for wiping surfaces. So this is going to be for wiping down my airplane seat, the seat on the bus. All of the times that I'm going to be touching things, I'm going to be wiping them down. I hate how much waste that is, but needs must. You know, this is a moment, and we don't have much choice. Another option, though, that I found is this Lysol spray. I got this at Target, just in the travel section. It's a disinfecting spray, and it's Lysol to go, and it works really good. So I have been using this. Doorknobs in your hotel room, that's a really great place to use it. Bathrooms, when you try to exit the bathroom and it's gross and you don't want to touch it, this is another good thing. So you want to keep tissues in your bag, you want to keep some kind of disinfectant, and you never know when that's going to come in really handy. The other thing that I typically have, I don't think I have it in here right now, is a little spray bottle of white vinegar. And I highly recommend putting that together. A spray bottle of white vinegar is fantastic when you're sloppy like me. If I wear a shirt like this, white, out to dinner, I can assure you dinner will be like this as a decoration when I'm done. But if you bring a little spray bottle of white vinegar, you can just kind of spray and then you can mop up. So some people like Tide pens. I think those work pretty well too, but just it's so cheap just to get a little spray bottle and fill it with a little diluted solution of white vinegar. You can add essential oils into it if you want to make it smell a little bit nicer. But white vinegar by far is the best cleaning agent that I have found. So that's our COVID kit, I guess you could call it. Also in here for the COVID kit, I have plastic gloves, which actually I got these because at all the casinos in Vegas, they were handing them out. And so I just grabbed a couple extra pairs thinking that could come in handy. And I think I may wear these when I'm on the airplane. We'll see how I feel about that. But good idea to have plastic gloves, rubber gloves for you when you're on your travels at this kind of time. Other kinds of things I got stashed in here. I have all kinds of random medications. I have a backup battery. This I think is going to be very important going forward for everybody because so much can go wrong now with what's going on in the world. So absolutely having a good backup battery. This is an Anchor one. My mother-in-law gave this one to me, and this I think can charge my phone about 3 solid times all the way through. So this is a great backup battery, and I have probably 4 or 5 of these around the house, and they're very, very useful. So don't forget those. What else do I have? Oh, speaking of the watercolors, which I showed you earlier, this is a little watercolor kit that I keep in my bag all the time. It's just a little simple one. I got that in London at an art store there, Cass Art. But Winsor & Newton sells something kind of similar. I have both of them. This is probably my favorite though. So this is the totality of my travel art set. And in another video someday, maybe in the fall when I get home, I'll show you how to put together your own travel art set for next to nothing. It doesn't cost hardly anything if you really want to do it on your own. All right, what else is in here? Oh yes, there's the Tide pen. And then off bug spray. That's a great thing to have with you, especially in the summertime. And it's potentially going to be buggy in some of the places I'm going to go, so that's helpful. And then I have the off wipes as well. You can do wipes as well. These I think I got at Target, so easy little things. So lots of fun little things. Oh, Neosporin, a little Neosporin pod. What else is in here? The reason I buy the Tom bin bags is that I love these pouches. They have all these loops on them, and you just can clip in pouches of different sizes and shapes for pens or for money or for any of these kinds of things. So in the front pouch, I keep my SIM cards, all of my SIM cards for all the different phone numbers I have around the world. You just never know. And then safety pins, things like that. And then inside, I keep lots and lots of cashola, different kinds of currencies. So little things that you're going to need to grab, I keep in these little pouches. So I usually have 2 or 3 pouches of different size. And then eventually my my laptop is going to go into this bag. So there you go. That's more or less what goes into my day bag. It's laptop, maybe my Kindle, and then these other fun things I want to bring. I'm going to bring a puzzle book because, you know, I'm going old school. This is technically a vacation. And then protein bars. We're doing the keto diet in this house, and so I'm going to try and stick with it for a little bit and have snack bars with me. But really, you should bring snack bars anyway, I think, if there's one you like, because you just never know when you're getting stuck. So the airline that I was planning to fly actually didn't serve food on the plane, and so I got these just assuming I'd have some protein bars on the plane. And speaking of that, you know, I've had lots of people tell me that they don't eat at all on the plane, and that's not bad advice, actually, because there's, you know, I've heard a lot of people getting sick from plain food. Okay, so that's more or less what goes in this bag. When I'm traveling, I'm going to be visiting friends, but I'm also going to be staying at a villa, and usually rental house kitchens don't have everything in them. And so this is just a little trick I've learned the hard way. Last summer, we did a lot of Airbnbs with the kids and rented villas, and it became clear that you need to come a little bit prepared for staying in houses like that. So I have my backup kit. This is a new thing. This is a new packing tip for this year. If you are planning on renting a villa or an Airbnb, put together a little emergency seasoning kit for yourself. Because the seasonings we like in the US are not available in other countries necessarily. So in this little bag to assist in my cooking, I have saved from Chinese food orders, Chinese mustard, soy sauce packets, a little baby Tabasco, because I like spicy stuff. I got takeout from Red Robin a few months ago, and I saved the seasoning packets for this very purpose, so that that's just a general seasoning if I'm cooking potatoes or something like that. And Worcestershire for making meat, and little ketchup packets, because you can't always find ketchup when you're trying to make stuff. So this is just a fun new idea that I have. So if you decide you want to travel abroad and rent Airbnbs the whole time, put something like this together. You can bring salt, pepper too. You don't want to have to buy all that stuff when you get there, because typically the kitchens have just dishes and nobody can cook. And who wants to go out and buy a whole set of seasonings that you're going to have to leave there? So this is just an idea I'm developing, and hopefully I'll have a better idea for you in the fall of like a box of awesome kitchen style that will be just all the different things that I think you could use to make your stay at a villa or an Airbnb a little bit nicer. All right, moving on to different ideas here. Packing cubes. You guys know I've talked a lot about packing cubes, and I do love them a lot, but there's a lot of different approaches to packing cubes. So this is my toiletries kit. It's a packing cube, and it's got a little hook, and it's minimalist. I like this to put my toiletries in here because it forces me to take less. And as I've told everybody for ages, you don't really need 25 pounds of makeup. You don't. You need maybe eyeliner, you need maybe mascara, and maybe lipstick, and you know, your moisturizers and things like that. But you can do it. You can scale back, and you don't need to take all the big bottles. take as much as you need. Face creams, for one thing, people like to bring big bottles, but in reality, you're going to use probably, you know, a couple of pea-sized, you know, amounts of that stuff. So some readers of my blog have suggested buying contact lens cases and using those to fill in for your creams. There are lots of different ways that you can kind of scale down how much your toiletries kit is. So this is the challenge to all the ladies out there. Try this. Try to get down to this size. I promise you can. And I don't think you think I look ugly. I'm guessing you think I look like I've got enough makeup on. And I do. It's just that I've scaled down. So if I can do it, you can do it. And remember, most places, if you're staying in hotels, they have shampoo anyway. You don't need to bring lots of it. Bring one small travel size shampoo and conditioner as a backup. But in general, you can always go buy it, but mostly the hotels will have it. So packing cubes, you know that I love. One other approach, instead of packing cubes, you can get stuff sacks. And this again is a Tom Bin one, but this one was actually invented for knitting, for yarn and needles and things. But I found that I really like stuff sacks for socks and underwear and things that I just don't care if they're folded or tidy. It's much quicker just to throw things into a stuff sack, and then you can lash it closed like that. And then this one has, again, these hooks, so I can clip it onto the inside of one of my bags so I know exactly where it is. So these stuff sacks are very, very useful. One thing I've learned recently that I wanted to share with you guys is that I went over to AirPods because they're cool. And my friend Anna Pecorino Romano, we call her Anna Piperato, she suggested that I get them because they have great mics, and when I'm live streaming to you guys, I'm able to get better sound. However, when we went down to Las Vegas, that's all I brought. I only brought AirPods. And then I got on the plane, and they're in no way compatible with anything on an airplane. So you have no way to listen to movies or music on the plane. So that was a lesson learned. That's your hot travel tip for traveling during COVID times, or just these times, is that if you have any kind of Bluetooth headset you typically use, they're useless when you're on an airplane. So unless you just want to listen to things on your own phone. So on this next trip, of course, I'm going back old school, and I am bringing my very favorite pair of corded headphones. And these are the Bose SoundSport that are the all-time best ones. I don't even like my AirPods as much as these because you put them in and you can't feel them at all. These are absolutely the best headphones ever made. Bose SoundSport. You can still get these from Target. You can get them from Amazon, and they're well worth the investment. They're not cheap. They're about $100 between, it depends on when you get them. You can get them on sale cheaper. I think I got this pair for $60 on an Amazon flash sale, and they've lasted me probably 5 or 6 years. They're very durable. So corded headphones, that's your hot tip. Bring them if you have the Bluetooths. Va bene, a couple of other fun things. This is new, and I'm excited about this. We'll see if this works. It's heavy, but this is called Skyroam. I've been having trouble with my T-Mobile service abroad, and so I was buying all these local SIM chips, which is fine. They're very inexpensive. But I don't have the time sometimes to run out and find a local SIM card, and I don't always speak the local language, and I don't always have someone with me that can explain to the cell phone shop what I need. So I decided to invest in a little international Wi-Fi hotspot. So this just arrived today. It's called Skyroam. I got a refurbished unit, which cost me about $50. And then they have an unlimited data plan. Unlimited is not really true, but more or less unlimited data plan that you can pay $100 for a month. And it should mean that you get 4G or LTE streaming capabilities everywhere. We're gonna try it because I wanna take you guys along with me on some walks when I'm gone. You'll get to be the judge of whether or not this device works, but we're going to try it and see if it is. But you can put up to 10 devices, so this would be great for couples traveling together or groups if you wanted to get an international hotspot like this. And for me, it's expensive, but this is my job. My job is to take you guys traveling with me, so it's worth it for me. I don't know if it would be worth it for you, but it might be worth it, depending on how many people you're with. So we'll see how that goes. That's to be continued. All right, so getting down to the nitty-gritty clothing part, a few things I'm thinking about. So I'm going to be in places with wildly different atmosphere, temperatures, and so on. So the first thing to think about is the layering. And you guys have heard me talk about that a lot before. So one of my favorite strategies for layering, and I'm sorry this won't apply as much to men, they can layer too, but one of my favorite strategies is to wear dresses. I recently purchased from a brand called Prana a couple of dresses that are comfortable, and they're all in one. They have a bra in them. So you've got the whole thing here. You've got it all going on right there. And what you can do is wear these dresses like this, and you can put, where are they? Leggings underneath, wherever my leggings are. So you can put black leggings, which I have really nice thin black leggings, and then I can put this dress over the top, and then a black cardigan sweater over the top, and there you go. Now I'm able to go anywhere between, this would be perfect for 100-degree weather, which I'll be in, but it'll also be good for weather that's more like, 50 or 60. It would also work. So that layering strategy is important. So I've got 2 or 3 dresses, a linen one with pockets, always with pockets. I mean, that's, of course, the holy grail, is getting pockets. These dresses are a little bit heavier, though. So what I'm doing is kind of a mixture of dress types, some of them lighter than others. This is a classic dress that I love. This one is from Eileen Fisher, and it's got big pockets, but the reason I love it the most, I'll show you on my scale. So here's my trusty scale. You guys know my scale, OXO Good Grip scale. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this on and just give you, this is the demonstration I always do about how it is that weight matters. I know a lot of you think I'm insane for pulling my scale out when I'm doing this, but it matters big time. So I'm just going to demonstrate just with the dresses that I have here. I have 2 very, very similar dresses. Let me see which one I want to do. Yeah, this one here, this new one, which is a travel-friendly fabric that's a lightweight jersey, right? That's how it's advertised. Nice, and it packs down, it's packable, it doesn't wrinkle, all of this other kind of stuff. Okay, let's see what this weighs. This one weighs 10.5 ounces. Okay, maybe that's what a dress weighs. Sure. On the other hand, I have a dress that is made of a lightweight, very thin cotton fabric, and it's got nice pockets. It's kind of a shapeless dress. It's actually probably more fabric than that other one, just in terms of the voluminous quality of it. And let's have a look at the weight here. The weight on this one comes in at 5 ounces. So half. So that means that in a bag, when we're thinking about weight and how can we pick it up, these dresses look really similar on me. And this one has pockets and this one does not. But this one weighs literally less than half. So just as a very small example of why this is an important tactic, is that I can put 2 dresses into the bag for the same weight as this one. So when you're packing, if you cannot decide between things, I mean, throw everything on your bed or on your floor and look through what you're thinking about taking and then weigh them. Similar thing, I have 2 pairs of jeans that I have lined up and I don't know which one I want to bring. I'm doing this in real time because I just got these jeans. I don't know which one I want to bring. One's a skinny jean. These are the skinny jeans. Let's see how much the skinny jeans weigh. These ones weigh 1 pound. Oh, that's a lot. Well, then there's another pair, which is one of the pairs I like a lot. The same brand, slightly different color. I just don't know which one I want, so I'm going to just let the scale decide for me. And even an ounce is fine. Ooh, hey, that is a shocker. This is 1 pound, 2 ounce. These are shorter. These are more capri length. These ones here are all the way to my ankles. I wouldn't have guessed that these ones would have been lighter. All right, I'm taking these ones. That was easy. So this is the way you do this. You just go through and you weigh things, and it's a clear choice. You don't even have to think about it. Somebody else is making the decision. The OXO scale is the person making your decision. So super, super easy tactic. In terms of other things that I'm bringing, I am bringing my favorite skirt. This is Royal Robins, a great brand that does travel clothing, super lightweight, cleans up really easily, has lots of pockets and things like that. And it's actually kind of cute. I got this, of all places, from ThredUp. So this was a used piece of clothing that I got for probably $10 off of a thrift store website. I recommend you browse ThreadUp, although now that I've told you that, all the Royal Robin stuff's going to be bought. But I love ThreadUp because you can go and you can just buy all kinds of things. And if I ruin this, I don't feel bad because I didn't spend $80 on it. And all of the travel clothing is so expensive, it's so hard to know if it's worth buying. So this is a great skirt. That was a wonderful find. And checking out ThreadUp is a very good idea. Other things I would like to suggest to you is this whole fad of athleisure, where people dress up in athletic clothes, but they wear them as street clothes, yoga pants, all that. I kind of love this new fad because these fabrics are crazy light. This one here is a shirt that I got at Target, and it's a running shirt, and I actually got it for running, but I'm probably going to bring it with me because if I weigh this one, this shirt weighs 3 ounces, which is ridiculous. That's hardly anything for a t-shirt. So go ahead and look at go into like the athletic section of Target or whatever store you like to shop at and look at their lightweight fabrics. Athleta has a lot of beautiful stuff, although they're a little out of my price range. I love Athleta. They're gorgeous, gorgeous things. But a lot of their stuff is also paper thin and really lightweight as well. The downside on these technical fabrics is they're plasticky. You know, they're always going to be made of, you know, whatever kind of plasticky rayon or polyester. And the problem with that stuff is no matter what they say, it gets stinky. It just does. And sometimes the stinky never goes away. So I'm a little skeptical of buying this kind of stuff and traveling with it regularly, but it is nice and does have its place because it is really weighs nothing. I have a pair of shorts from Athleta. I think they weigh 3 ounces also, which is completely crazy. All right, time to have a little wine break, huh? All right. Okay, and I'd like to thank Andrea Avert out there who was the provider of the wine tonight. She sent me a case of wine. Thank you. I'm enjoying your gift very much. So, all right, I hope I'm not boring you, but I think it's interesting. What else do I have in my bag? I am, again, talking about layers. So one of the other kinds of shirts that I would like to suggest you think about when you're traveling, and this is good for travel right now too, anywhere in the US as well, is to get these short sleeve button-up shirts. I got this in Thailand at a used clothing store for 100 baht, which is about $3 with my friend A. And this is a cute shirt just buttoned up, but also look at, now it's a jacket. So wearing clothes like this with multiple options and different ways you can wear it, that is a way to always look stylish and look your best. And then, of course, my favorite tip, there is always a cashmere sweater in my bag. Cashmere sweaters are so nice on airplanes, but they're light, they're packable. Once I'm done wearing it on the plane, I probably won't wear it again because I'll be in warm weather, but I'll always have it and I can just stick it in my bag. It doesn't take up any space. You can roll these up really tight. I like to bring like a plastic sandwich bag to keep them in if I'm going to be carrying them in my purse so they don't get messy because they're a little delicate. But a cashmere sweater is, I think, an indispensable travel item. That's your big splurge. Shop at ThreadUp, Goodwill, whatever, but do at some point try to get yourself a nice cashmere sweater. All right, what else do I got? That's just about it. I've got my bikini, red bikini this time. And again, my travel tip, I know bikinis make people so sad. I know women don't want to wear bikinis, but there are so many cute bikinis out, especially ones with high waists. And the reason I always preach wear a bikini is because what is this if you don't wear it to the beach? It is a bra. And now you have an extra bra. So you can't wear a swimsuit as your underwear, you know, but if you have this, it can double up as a bra for washing day. So you have a spare set of underwear. You know, you can theoretically use this as underpants and a bra if you have to in a pinch. And that has come in handy more than once. So if you meet me on the street in Florence, I may have a bathing suit on underneath my clothes. You never know, because this is what I do on my laundry day. I just wear my bathing suit and put all of my underpants and things into the wash. Let's see. Hang on one second, because I do have a little sexy part of the show for you. 1 second. All right, I just wanted to share with you my newest purchase. I am always looking for great underpants. And I know that's a silly thing to be looking for, but underpants can take up a lot of weight and space, and they also are hard to deal with because they sometimes don't dry if you're wearing cotton ones. And you have to be really careful, especially girls have to be really careful about wearing underpants that don't cause you health issues. So I went shopping for underpants a couple of weeks ago because I'm still in pursuit of the perfect pair that don't cost a lot. My favorite ones are called On Gossamer, and they're quite expensive, but they're amazing because they feel like nothing, and they stretch really well, and they dry like in 5 minutes. But I did find an economical version that all of you probably could fit into, and these are them. These are Fruit of the Loom underpants, and if you look, they're made of like a mesh. Yeah. So this is very much like a knockoff of the Ex Officio underwear that cost $20 a pair, but these are Fruit of the Loom, and they cost, I think, around $15 for a package of 6 or 7 pairs. I'm test driving them this week, and I'm pretty happy with them. So take a look. I can put a link up on Amazon for you, but this is a great solution for travel underwear, and also they don't cost a lot. So if I just end up tossing them, it's perfectly fine. But I'm really impressed that actually Fruit of the Loom got on board and found a way to make, or it might be Hanes. Let me see. No, it is Fruit of the Loom. Fruit of the Loom makes these. And very inexpensive, but they're exactly that kind of technical fabric that all of the high-end brands have been using to make ultralight underwear. And I think they even call these just ultralight underwear if you want to Google it. So really happy with this purchase to lighten up my bag. I can tell you, let's give this away, see what the scale tells us. These come in at a 1/2 ounce, which is great. That's really, really light for a pair of underwear. So, all right, all of those good things. Now, the last thing, I have two more things I wanted to show you of new since the last time I made a packing video for you, of things that I love. This is a thing that I love. This is called Egyptian Magic. There's another one that Amazon sells called Bee Magic. It's basically the same thing. What these are beeswax moisturizers. And I love this for travel. This is one of my favorite things you can give to a traveler because it is a highly moisturizing cream that's made of olive oil and beeswax and royal jelly and all kinds of other things that are very nutrient rich for your skin. You can use it on any part of your body. I wouldn't use it near your eyes, but I'd use it everywhere else. And it's fantastic for soothing burns. It's really good for, rough, dry skin if you've been swimming a lot or in the sun. I have found this to be great for my heels, for any kind of rash that you have. So this is a great tip. So either Egyptian Magic or Bee Magic, they're virtually the same thing. I really suggest thinking about getting an all-purpose cream like this if you don't already carry one. Because it does all the things. And then the last thing I want to share with you guys is that because of our COVID times, one of the most important things you're going to have in your bag now is a mask. And so I have, of course, the same mask that you guys have, and I'm going to bring a stack of probably a dozen of these disposable masks because you'll need them for all different things. But eventually, I did decide to get out my sewing machine and work on a prototype for a mask because my concern that I had when I flew down to Phoenix was we got on the plane and they came around with water bottles and snacks, and we all had our masks on dutifully and we were social distance and we were doing all the things, and then they hand us snacks and a bottle of water, and the kids and I looked at each other like, what are we supposed to do? We get yelled at if we take off our mask, but we can't eat this food without taking off our mask. And eventually we took off our masks, but then we felt a little weird. And so you just quickly eat and drink. And then, my parents got face masks, the clear face guards. So that was their solution to that problem. But I thought, I wonder if there's another way. So I went up into my mad scientist laboratory and came up with something that I think is kind of cool. So this is my newest travel revolution for the day. We're calling this thing Snap Mask. So you have a mask. I'll scoot up so you can see it. Here's my mask. And I think I'd like to have a glass of wine. How am I going to do that? Well, it's pretty easy. There we go. Snaps open. snap shut, and you don't have to take your mask off. The other thing you can do is if you're having a drink with a straw, you can just slip your straw right underneath there, or you can slip a cookie in your mouth or something like that, and you leave your mask on. So this is what I wanted to show you, because my little invention here, which is something that I handmade with my sewing machine, this is the gift I am making for all of my Patreon supporters at the $25 or more level. So if you have decided to support me on Patreon, I'm making one of these for you, and they're going to be fun travel themed masks, and you will hopefully get one. I'm hoping to get them done this week, but if I don't, you'll get one when I get home from my trip in September. So I just want to show it to you a little bit closer. There you go. Snap mask. I'm copywriting that name right now. Snaps open and shut, so you can have your Starbucks, you can have your little snack, you can drink your glass of water. Yeah, I know I should patent it. I'm patenting it right now. You're hearing it. So anybody who is supporting me on Patreon at the $25 or more level, that's the reason I decided to take on this project, because I was so grateful to all of you for helping me right now and keeping me going and making this my job. You guys are my job now, so thank you for doing that. So look in your mailboxes coming up in the next week or two for your very own version of the snap mask. There we go. So everybody, that's my mini packing talk, my pack and drink and talk session for today. I'm sure that there's more things I want to tell you about packing later, but COVID times it's a little weird about packing. I think that the idea is going to be that packing light is going to be more important than ever, because I don't know what's going to happen. My flight has already been canceled today. I've been rerouted, and I'm like a ping pong going all over the world trying to get to my destination. But I will persist because I have a good reason to do it, but it's not going to be easy. So I think going forward, packing light is going to be more critical than ever. So time to hone your skills while we're stuck at home. Go through all of your things. Your homework. I'm going to give you homework. You have time right now. You are not traveling right now. So your homework is to go into your closet, pull out everything you like traveling with. Get out a Sharpie and your kitchen scale, and write on the tags inside those clothes what each of those things weigh. And when you do that, you can at least feel like you're getting ready to go on a trip. And when you are ready to go on a trip, you're going to be more prepared than you ever were, because you automatically know all of the things that and what they weigh and what works and what doesn't. So this is a great time. Don't think of this as a time that is lost. This is not lost time. This is a time for you to regroup as a traveler, for you to go through your travel stuff, get rid of the things you don't like, weigh all of your travel clothing, organize your travel gear, regroup. And that just means that when you're ready to travel again, it's going to be better than ever. And I'm doing the same, and I'm coming back with a vengeance. So next time you travel with me, it's going to be better than ever. Okay? Let's be optimistic. So let's be better than ever. Thanks for watching, everybody. You guys are awesome. Thank you for supporting me. Coming up this week, tomorrow is Guides Roundtable. That's going to take place over on the Guide Collective Facebook page, but I will post it also on Adventures with Sarah later in the day. So follow Guides Collective if you're interested in our roundtable. It'll be with Trish Feaster, Reed Cohen, Andrew Vallone, and Rainer Metzger. And then Friday is a very super exciting event. We're going to have Mert Tanner from Turkey. He's a fantastic guide and a really good friend of mine. He's going to take us on a live guided tour of Ephesus, which is the most spectacular Roman site I've ever seen in the world. And it gives me goosebumps to think I get to take you there virtually. And this is a free event. We're testing out these virtual tour concepts. So in our testing phase, these are all free events. Those of you who'd like to participate and talk to Mert and ask him questions, that's available to my Patreon supporters, and you'll find the Zoom code on patreon.com. So thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you again soon. Mwah. Ciao, ciao, ciao.